Welcome back to another episode of Fearless Empowered Women. I'm Eunice.
And I'm Veronica. And today's episode is one we've been really looking forward to. It's mid-season, it's intentional, and it's coming at the perfect time of year.
Yes, Valentine's week is
Mhm.
around the corner. And while everybody focuses on love for others, especially us women, we want to make space for something just as important, as loving others, which is self-compassion.
Yes, loving yourself. So today we are talking about redefining strength and how embracing vulnerability can actually be one of the most powerful things that we ever can do. Growing up, strength was always described as being unshakable. Okay. Don't cry. Don't break. Don't show emotion. Be strong. Be one.
Exactly, especially as women, and especially as Black women. Let's be
Mhm.
honest, we're expected to carry everything with grace and silence. You shouldn't react so they don't call you angry Black woman, or they don't tag you as being difficult. So we tend to just like play along with everything and carry all the heavy loads of being
Yes.
the nice person in the room.
Yeah. But the truth is that definition of strength, it's exhausting. It leaves no room for humanity.
And I also. It's outdated. Strength isn't about holding everything together. I think strength is about knowing when something needs to fall apart so we can rebuild.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is healthy. And this is one thing I love about this generation, these Gen Zs. I like that they are more like vulnerability is acceptable for them. You are allowed to be human, to be yourself, to show vulnerability and help people when things are not going as expected or something's not healthy. Mental health, we're discussing mental health more now because of how their generation, how they're more open to discussing this kind of vulnerable topics.
Right. And strength is being honest with yourself. That's how I see strength. It's saying I am tired. It's saying I need help. It's saying I am overwhelmed, or even I deserve something. I deserve softness. I deserve the soft life too. Please.
That part of life. A lot of us are raised to believe that vulnerability equals weakness. I mean, our generation, Gen X, that's that's mostly us.
Yeah.
But we're learning that vulnerability is really about being open and grounded in truth.
Yeah. It's
Come
it
as you are. Show
yeah,
up as your real self with your
yes.
real feelings.
Indeed. It's the courage to say, this is who I really am, flaws and all. And that takes so much more strength than pretending everything is perfect. Whew.
Yeah. I think that deserves a break. Like, to let it sink in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's be honest. The people we connect with the most are not the ones who have everything together. We
Mm,
all know when it seems so perfect, we know. And we connect more with ones who are real with their lives and their struggles. When people show up with their struggles, you're able to connect more with them. They feel human. Like, we all know that we all struggle with one thing or another.
it
And so
could
it's
be
okay.
a classic case of misery loves company, but but
No,
no,
no.
we do gain strength from being able to relate to others, right, and being able to relate to other people. It makes us all human. And yes, think about your closest relationships, right? You bond because someone trusted you enough to let you see them fully. You know, take off all the masks and everything, and vulnerability builds intimacy, trust, and belonging.
And here's the thing, vulnerability isn't emotional dumping. Like you said, it's not about misery, loving similar company. It is intentional. It is aware sharing, you know. It says, I'm human. You're human. Let's be human together. It's not about just me dumping all of my issues on you and draining your energy. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about like showing up in days that you're not your full help, being bold enough to ask for help from people around you, not dumping your emotional struggles on them, but just showing up, and asking for the right help.
Okay. So let's talk about what happens when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable.
Okay.
Okay. So,
So, I mean, first, there's a few things that we can point out to and share with our friends here. I mean, I think first is clarity. You know, when you stop pretending, you can finally see what you actually need. And that way you can articulate it to the people, like I said earlier, to the people around you. Do you need rest? Do you need help? Do you need healing? Do you need boundaries?
yeah. And, do you need a timeout? Second is connection, right? Vulnerability is like permission given energy, right? When you are honest about your fears or uncertainties, you make room for someone else to say, me too.
Hmm, I like that. And third is empowerment. You know, being vulnerable teaches you that your worth isn't tied to perfection. Let's pause that. Let's pause. There's another thing to like, this is another haha. It's not perfection. I think some of us, we tend to look for perfection, try to be perfect. That's not a good thing. To empower yourself, you need to try and come as you are without feeling like you have to be perfect all the time.
Right.
It ties to the truth.
Yes, and our imperfections make us perfect
Mm,
in different
that's
ways.
true.
So there is no such thing as perfect. If you're looking to
Mm-mm.
be perfect, you just get burnt out. And vulnerability basically helps you hear your inner voice again. Okay, so not the voice of expectations or pressure or comparisons, but your own. I mean, we're so into comparing to live like the Joneses, for instance. We're so society compares all of us, right, in everything. So there's a lot of pressure there.
That's true. And the voice that says, you're enough, that's vulnerability. Even in the moment where you feel undone, even when you feel, I'm not prepared, still show up as yourself. This is not to say now be slacking and not prepare for things. No. But this is the moment where you've given your best, but you're feeling like your best is not good enough. Still show up that way, you know.
Yes, yes. Show up in your full self. And so, how do we practice this? How do we become more vulnerable in a way that feels safe and empowering?
I mean, I think um sharing some few personal tips. First for me would be to pause and name what you feel. Give it a name, you know, give it a name, put language to it. I feel anxious. I feel excited. I feel lonely. Naming your emotion is vulnerability in action, and it does help you and help the people around you to know where to help you, you know, or how to show up for you.
Okay, and allow yourself to receive support. Okay, that is important because let someone cook for you. Hey, help you.
I'll sign up for that too.
Yeah, let someone cook for you. Let them help you. Let them listen to you. Show up for you, right? Receiving is an act of vulnerability.
I love that. And when we receive, I don't know where I saw this, and I feel it's true. When we receive, we're also giving a gift back to the giver, you know. It's not only the person that's receiving that is getting something from that act of kindness. The fact we also feel good when we do something nice for other people. So when you allow people to help you, you're also giving back to them in the sense that they feel happy that, oh, I've done something kind to somebody I care about. And the third point is to practice self-talk. You know, talk to yourself like your friend, not a critic. We subconsciously criticize ourselves in our head more than we do to other people. You're not good enough, you're not this enough. No, we have to stop all that. We have to start kindness from being kind to ourselves, from how we talk to ourselves in our
Yeah.
head,
A
you
lot of
know?
us, we're our biggest critique, aren't we? We criticize ourselves,
Yes,
like you said,
yes,
more than needed.
yes. Because it's whispers, right? It's not so some of these things you can't even say them out. But because you're saying it softly, you're criticizing yourself, and that is not helping in any way.
Yeah.
So I mean, being careful and paying attention to the kind of things you're saying to yourself in your
Yeah.
mind is also another way
Yeah.
to help yourself.
Yeah. Another one is don't overdo your strength, right? Don't put on your strength that's overbearing on you, right? If you're tired, say that. If you need rest, take it. You don't earn worthiness through struggle. Okay?
And here's my favorite. Celebrating your softness. This is something just starting to learn to do for myself. Like I'm embracing my soft era. Like I want to be a soft girl.
The
I don't
soft
want to
girl
be
era.
super. Yes, I don't want to be a superwoman. Like
Yes.
yes, just approaching my 50. That is my intention. Like from
Yeah.
here on, soft life, soft girl. That doesn't mean that I'm just like sitting in my lazy chair and just with a chill, chilled bottle of drink. But I mean, I want to be softer towards myself. I want to be softer in how I approach things. Just take life easy, a little, be kind to myself.
Yes.
Starting to play it soft. And so softness doesn't make you fragile. Softness softness makes you free.
It does. And so, as we head really into Valentine's week, this is an important reminder. We want to give you and we want to give yourself permission to redefine what strength looks like. It doesn't have to be hard or heavy or hidden.
That's true.
Love on yourself. And like Eunice said, just enjoy the softness. Let someone spoil you or spoil yourself.
Yeah, right. Strength can be soft. Strength can be gentle. Strength can be vulnerable. I think maybe it's something we need to repeat to ourselves every day. And vulnerability isn't the opposite of power. It is power itself. It's a kind way to be.
It is, and your heart deserves the same love that you give to others. Your voice deserves the same compassion that you offer to others. Okay?
That's true. Thank you. Thank you for spending time with us today. If this episode encouraged you, please share it with friends who need a reminder that they shouldn't have to be the strong one all the time.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, we'll see you next Wednesday for another beautiful conversation. And until then, treat yourself with softness. Go for that soft life, girl. Give yourself some grace and stay fearless in your truth.
Stay fearless. Let us know what you're doing for Valentine's to stay soft.
Yes.
Thank
Show
you.
yourself some love. Thank you.